create good intra-abdominal pressure with three-dimensional breathing, which allows us to create a better platform and foundation for our limbs to move off of. So if you ever feel like you have pinchy hips or tight hamstrings, sometimes it's because we don't have a good intra-abdominal pressure through our trunk, so our limbs are trying to stabilize as they move. So to start, we need to find a proper rib over pelvis position, which is going to create kind of a cylinder effect through our trunk. So you want to think about the rib cage as a bowl that's upside down and the pelvis as a bowl right side up. And we want to find the position where those bowls are stacked on top of each other. And that will create good pressure, good stability, without having those pressure leaks. Okay, so you want to start, you can either go seated or on your knees, and you're going to arch all the way one way, and you can see that my rib cage is in front of my pelvis, and then go all the way back. And now my pelvis is in front of my rib cage. So I want to find that position where they're stacked right on top of each other. From here, we're going to work on creating good intra-abdominal pressure. Okay, so most people are pretty good at using their inhale to create good stability and pressure, but then they lose it on the exhale. We want to be able to maintain it throughout our inhales and exhales and as we breathe. And then eventually we want to be able to match it with the task that we're trying to do. So if we were going for a walk, the amount of intra-abdominal pressure would be a lot less than if we were picking up something heavy off the floor or deadlifting. Okay? But today we're going to over-exaggerate so that you can feel what that feels like. So you're going to start by taking your fingers, and again, we're finding that rib over pelvis position, taking your fingers on the inside of your pelvic bones, so those bony little prominences at the front of your hips. You're going to just come on the inside of them into that kind of meaty abdominal wall. From here, you're going to push into your fingers using the muscles of your abdomen. Okay, so it's really important that you don't just arch your back and move forward to find it. I want you to think about pushing out with your muscles. Okay, you should feel a little contraction under your fingers and hold that, and then I want you to inhale and exhale while maintaining that pressure. See, it's hard on the exhale, isn't it? From here, we're going to work on the sides, because we want that pressure to be 360 degrees. So you're going to take your thumbs and find that kind of meaty part between your rib cage and your pelvis, and then push out into your thumbs. So I'm trying to push my hands further apart. You can actually see that. Push them further apart using the muscles, almost like I'm trying to stop someone from tickling me. So I'm going to push out and then breathe in and breathe out without losing it. Okay, now we're going to work on getting expansion in the back. And so we're going to find our thumbs again between the rib cage and pelvis. And this one's a little bit harder. So again, you're going to think about pushing out into those thumbs using the muscles. And then inhale and exhale. This one's a little bit more challenging in a seated position. So you can also try it on your back with your knees bent. Okay, so now we're in a new position. We need to make sure our ribs and pelvis are still stacked. And then I'm going to place my thumbs or my hands just at the bottom of the rib cage there, and almost think about crushing my fingers between my low back and the floor. Once I have that, then I'm going to inhale and exhale. Now we need to make sure all three dimensions are working together. So you're going to have your hands on your sides, almost like Wonder Woman, And then you're going to think about pushing out into the hands and breathing in and breathing out. So again, you can do this on your back. If you have trouble getting that rib cage over pelvis position, you can put your legs up on a chair, and that will help you bring your pelvis closer to your rib cage and provide a better platform to create that pressure. You can also do the full one in a seated position. This is a great way to take a couple breaths throughout your day when you're at work at the desk, to get a little break and to get lots of reps and volume in this new exercise, as it takes time to change the way that we use our diaphragm to breathe, but also to help stabilize.